Hello, friends of Komodo platform, friends of crypto price charts, pirates. It's me, Giuliano. It's September 11th, 2021. Just take this time, this moment to reflect on the fact that it's never easy to know the full picture, to know what's going on. And there's just a lot of nuance involved in things, and there are just key facts that never come to play. And we could say that about these market and price charts. We could also say that about building 7. What was that about? And just the whole deal. There's just lots of questions. And then, fast forward 20 years later, and we have questions of, WTF, you're just like giving them all those armaments. Oh my goodness. So where are we going here? We're going into the price charts because that's really what I wanted to share. Komodo platform. This is the BTC price chart, okay, and some ideas here. So what's going on? What is going on? We have some ideas here on BTC. This is a daily price chart. We'll look at some lagging indication here. Definitely in the negative momentum. We have been downtrending negative momentum, so that's good. Like, it's been building, that's fine, it's understandable. So we're here, and it will not last forever. So where are some possible turning points? What do we have here? We have here the retracement levels from the bottom of this move here, boom, to the top of this move here, boom. And the retracement level, let's say, for example, it's a really strong recovery here, even though there was a massive dump. Well, this is about a 50% retracement here around the $40,000, $41,000 level. A 61.8 retracement is at the $38,000 level, and we've gone through this before. But and between 61.8 and 78.6 is between 34 and 38,000, and that would bring us, when we look more closely. So what we would really want is a 61.8 retracement at worst, like at lowest, because then that's still quite a bullish move. You're staying above 61.8 and you can continue forward. 50 would be obviously even better if we can retrace there. And so that what we have on this Fibonacci tool here. So this is on the right is the retracement. Here on the left at the price is the Fibonacci trend-based fib extension tool you see here. And we started at the beginning, gone down to the wick as the first wave, like an A wave, and now gone up here to the top of the beginning of the next wave down, which looks like a C wave. So we would have had an A wave down, a B wave up, and now looking for a C wave down, because we tend to have zigzaggy moves, and that's what it's showing here. So in that case, when we zoom in, we look at some possible retracements. Well, we had that 40K level marked out anyway, and if that were to happen, that would be around 78.6, which means between a 61.8 and a 78.6 would be quite a strong, like a bullish type of correction, because it wouldn't even make a one-to-one correction, right? So that's strong. That would mean if we're rebounding off of a 61.8 or a 78.6 zone, then that's quite good for a zigzag, because you need to make the 61.8 in order for it to be any type of anything more than a truncated zigzag. Truncated is really strong, but I don't think that's what we're getting. Then again, none of this is financial advice and nothing certain. So that would be that level, which was corresponding to about the 50%. And then, oops, let's shorten that. Then we have here a one-to-one level, which is around the 38,000, which corresponds to that 61.8%. So if we could get this zigzag going from top to bottom here with that wick, and then from the next top to bottom here at a one-to-one ratio of that A wave and C wave, then we are pretty bullish still. So that would be great, and that would make sense. If it's more bearish and we start making a longer zigzag here, then the 161.8 is around the 33,000, which I think just makes this a very big correction. And I don't think we are going that deep, but it is possible. Okay. So 1-to-1 seems to be a fair ratio and a good support level that we could handle with wicks. And then if we could close at higher around the 40,000 level, like previously discussed, that would be quite a nice scenario. All right. So that's the basic idea for the BTC on the daily price chart. Now over to Komodo platform KMD, looking good, I must say. We check out the KMD BTC, and I want to show you on the daily price chart. The candles. Firstly, we are still upholding this trend line. Very nice. Look, we had that big dump candle on the big dump day, and it supported. We're still getting more tests of support. And this whole time, price was holding at the 20-day moving average. That's great. So what? It dipped below, finding that support again on that upward trend line here, the shorter term trend line, starting from back here, July 28. Wow. And then a nice engulfing bullish candle today. We are above that 20-day moving average, still having the potential for the squeezing of the Bollinger Bands. So bias remains to the upside, but of course, anything can happen, and the closer we get towards this trend line, the more likely it is we break it. So currently, there is this potential for upside bias, but at the same time, there is a potential for further downside. And we know that if Bitcoin's going to dump more, then there's a likelihood that we will also dump down. So don't be surprised if we find ourselves below this pink trend line here. But just the fact of this candle, it's a nice strong candle. You know, could have had a third red day in a row, but we didn't on the KMD price chart. So that's good. That is very good. And I do believe that the KMD price chart is being supported by the ecosystem price charts, or just the activity. I'm not even calling it the price charts, just the activity around the ecosystem, is my opinion. And so that's very exciting. You know, activity including SmartFi, including Tokel, and the announced time lock rewards and other things like that. So maybe there's that support going on there with that network effect. And definitely looks like a nice local accumulation situation here, even if we're just talking about this type of channeling here. We look like locally we're channeling quite nicely. Couldn't quite make it over this halfway trend line that much, but we are making it to the top. So interesting how it's working. So yeah, really, we want to hold the trend line, the trend channel here, and make our way up to at least to the middle. Again, that confluences with this resistance, but overall, we would like to eventually get up here, whenever that'll be, right? We're trying to get after this 200-day moving average. But overall, we're looking good here. Even if we get some further red candles, today's candle has given an opportunity to start from a higher point. So if that is the case, if we are getting a zigzag here, let's take a look. This could be a little ugly. Let's go for the worst case scenario here. Top, bottom, to the top. Oh, wow, that's like a 1700 Satoshi level. So that's not in the cards for anyone who really wants to play that game. That would even be challenging these lows where we began, and would be basically a one-to-one retracement of this whole move here. Oops, what just happened there? A one-to-one retracement of this right here. So there you go. Yeah, we wouldn't necessarily be looking for that. So maybe it's not, that's not the play on KMD. Let's go on a 4-hour price chart. I mean, it could be, but on the 4-hour time frame, it's looking quite decent. Wow, look at that test there. If we could make it up here, then that would negate the type of zigzag that might be of concern right now, because the other option would be instead the move down to here, right? Which is not out of the question, but I don't know why this strength then? Why not just do it now? It's there, maybe to fake out the market, right? Again, this is a composite operator, but so it's not just one person dealing, but we are dealing with an interesting price level as I bring it across there. This is definitely an interesting price zone, as you see right there. I'm gonna make that like that. So this kind of zone here, where you have all of this resistance, 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 and support, and it's just fighting here. So that's where we are right now in the KMD BTC price levels. And on the 4-hour price chart, we have made a significant retrace here. So I don't see why it necessarily has to continue. And on this level here, we made a touch on the trend line. So that's pretty interesting for the RSI. So yeah, there you go. And we are looking like we could move into some positive momentum. So let's see how long that lasts. Yeah, so the target here is the 2,800 Satoshi level again. Let's try and go get it and hold it and then go beyond. That would be the most strength. Yeah, let's find a pathway. We'll see if we can find a pathway to here. Like this would be ideal, right? I mean, that would be pretty solid. Okay. Trying to get, and then I mean, eventually get out of this channel would be even bigger. That's the real test right there, is to pierce this channel and maybe eventually reach these 4,400s, unless it's going to be just a long channeling all the way up there, in which case we're looking at the end of the year. This time frame here is around the end of November. Well, anyway, so that's that thought. That's where we are with the Komodo price charts. Watch, the other option is watch out for the move down. Okay, move down, then we're looking to test this next trend line and go from there. Okay, other than that, we'll catch up on the Komodo price charts another time. I will just briefly run into this KMD USDT price chart on the 4-hour. Yeah, I'm seeing this as a, and similarly on the KMD BTC, but I'm seeing this as a reaccumulation zone here, or accumulation zone here. The worst case scenario is it's a redistribution zone and we end up going down below it. Similar to that bear scenario, we are starting to really narrow in the Bollinger Bands here. And that means I think we are potentially going to lift off. The other option is to dump further down, but again, testing this type of trend line activity, the longer term trend line on today. This is today's activity. If we look on the daily price candle, you'll see it's trying to, well, I guess it's a bit different scenario when you're on the 4-hour, interestingly. But either way, the basic point is we're fighting along this downtrending slope, really looking for the next move. Here you go. I think there's definitely room, like if the Bitcoin is going to dump, then of course the KMD USDT is going to dump, and then things are going to be found. Where is the next move? And it's Bitcoin related, right? So that's where the KMD BTC stands. But as you can see, this price has been supported here very strongly, which is a very important support level here. That's a key area here of price that we're trying to find. Look how many times here we're trying to support it, and we have successfully supported it around that dollar level, let's just call it, right? So wow, there we are. KMD can definitely go down below $1, and nothing's for certain, but on the daily price chart also, we are looking for most likely maybe a little bit more downside, or at least negative momentum, meaning sideways and down, sideways and up, until we're ready. I do see this overall, as well as we're in a bit of a corrective zone here throughout, and that means this just takes time, and I see a nice base here. We're basing out that. It can be very, very helpful. Let's keep watching that. So that's basically it for the KMD USDT. Other than that, you know, I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to point out here, look, you do have, we're trying to get into it, but you do have strong resistance here. All right, so it might take time before we get there, but that's better, you know, as long as we can hold on to this support, and then we can get higher. If we start breaking below the support, then of course it's not fun for a lot of people, but others who have orders set down below in the 85 cents, 75 cents level might be very happy to see that happen. All right, and so that's it. I'm wishing you all well, no matter what's going on for you. And I will talk to you soon. Until next time, love, peace, and happiness. Goodbye.